Hello, my name is John Weber, and I am a 1250 diversity recruiter for the city and county of San Francisco. And today we want to talk to you a little bit more about how to apply for the 2708 custodian position. Excitingly enough, this position and recruitment is a citywide recruitment, and we'll tell you more about what that means. And this is also a collaboration between the Department of Human Resources and the department, which is the San Francisco International Airport. And to help me share this important information with you so that you'll be a successful applicant in applying for the 2708 custodian position, I have two wonderful colleagues who will be joining me to share this information. We have Danielle Anderson, my fellow 1250 diversity recruiter, and Olivia Quiones with the San Francisco International Airport. So we are ready to get started, and thank you so much for joining us. So to talk a little bit more about the organization, the city and county has approximately 71 different departments. So if you will, think of it as a huge high rise with 71 different departments that have also many divisions within each department. The only difference is that with the city and county of San Francisco, we are located throughout the city and county. Throughout departments are all over the city. So whether you're working for the San Francisco Municipal Transportation or the Department of Public Works or the San Francisco Planning Department, just know that you'll be delivering some wonderful services for the residents and persons who are taking a part of the city and county's services that we deliver. And particularly the custodians are a very important part of that service delivery system. Now, you might be asking, what are some wonderful benefits about being an employee here in the city? Please allow me to highlight just a few. I'm so excited to share these wonderful benefits with you. Top of the list for me is the healthcare benefits. It's one of the biggest items that I had as joining an employee here with the city and county of San Francisco. It's the wonderful benefit package that I receive as an employee. We also have a wonderful pension package. It gives me wonderful confidence to know that in my golden years, when I get to my golden years, I'll have a nice pension for me to rely on for myself and my family. We also have a generous vacation and leave time. We really want to promote the idea of having a work and home life balance. It's something that's really important for the city and county of San Francisco. And when you talk about family, we really promote a family-friendly workplace. And we also have a very I think a really nice parental leave. So if immediate family members get sick, you have an ability to take care of them with the leave that you receive through this program. And so now, if you are a person with disability, just a different pathway for people who are maybe interested in looking for the um, custodian position, we want to share with you about the Access to City Employment Program. And this is a program specifically for persons with disabilities and veterans. And to talk a little bit more about that program, I would like to invite my colleague Danielle to talk about the ACE program.
Thank you, John. The ACE program is one entryway into the city, and it's one way that you can get access to the custodian recruitment. And my colleague Olivia is also going to share information and details about how to apply through the general hiring route. The Access to City Employment Program is for individuals and veterans with disabilities, and it allows for you to enter into permanent civil service employment without taking the test or examination. In return, after a successful one-year evaluation period, the ACE employee will transition into permanent civil service status in their current position. For more information about all of our ACE jobs, including access on how to apply for the 2708 custodian position, you can visit careers.sf.gov and go to the special interest section and select access to city employment. There you'll see all of our recruitments, and you'll even find the custodian, and we hope you apply if you're eligible. And now I'm going to turn it over to Olivia, and she's going to share more information about the minimum qualifications for the custodian recruitment and the specific details on how to apply.
Thank you, Danielle. What should you know about the 2708 custodian citywide recruitment? This is a full-time, permanent civil service position. What does class-based testing mean? Class-based testing means that multiple city departments may hire from this list. Today, we're going to discuss on what the minimum qualifications are. How do you qualify for this job? There are 3 ways for you to go ahead and qualify for it. Number 1 is have 6 months of verifiable paid full-time custodial or janitorial experience at a commercial building, or have a certificate of completion of a custodial training program equivalent to those certified by the City and County of San Francisco Human Services Agency, or you can have verification of current employment in a custodial training course equivalent to those certified by the City and County of San Francisco Human Services Agency at the time of application. Some of the training programs include, but are not limited to, the following: City College of San Francisco's Custodial Training Program, Self-Help for the Elderly's Housekeeping Program, Toolworks Janitorial Training Program, Community Housing Partnership Property Management and Maintenance Program, Goodwill Industries has a janitorial service program, Career Resource Development Center, Main Train Program, and JVS Janitorial Training Program. Next, we're going to discuss the hiring process. We want to make sure that you meet the minimum qualifications as listed on the job ad, as I previously discussed. You want to submit an online application during the filing period. Applications will be reviewed to determine if the minimum qualifications have been met. Applicants who do not qualify will not be notified via email. Qualified applicants will receive an email invitation for the in-person written exam. Candidates participate in the in-person written exam. Examinations are scored and candidates are notified of test results via email. Candidates who pass the examination are placed on an eligible list. City departments with vacancies will contact you via email. Next, let's explore some frequently asked questions.
Good. So, Olivia, why do I need to have a valid email address?
You know, John, that is such a great question. We only use email to send notices regarding your application. If you do not have a valid email address, you may not get notified when you have been invited to test or referred for a selection interview. All of our email notices have time-sensitive information, so it is extremely important that you check your email at least 2 to 3 times a week so that you don't miss an important deadline.
Oh, wow, that's good to know. Here's another question I have. What if I cannot make the time of my exam or need to reschedule it?
If you can't make the exam and need to reschedule, contact the analyst listed on the job announcement immediately.
And is the test only available in English?
Yes, the test is only available in English.
And my last question, Olivia, how can I study or prepare for this test?
Great question, John. Really great question. There is a link to the candidate handbook and additional FAQ listed on the job announcement.
Okay, so I'll check that out. Thank you very much for sharing about the frequently asked questions. So as Olivia said, make sure you visit the job announcement to get more information about frequently asked questions and additional information about the candidate handbook. So with that in mind, you may be asking yourself, how do I apply? Well, let me share with you. Let's take a deeper dive in how to apply. This is a typical ad that you'll see in the city and county of San Francisco. We use the platform called the Smart Recruiters. You'll know that it's the application because you see the contact person that's listed there. For those folks who are have disabilities or veterans with disabilities, you'll know that it's a ACE classification program because it'll have access to city employment in the announcement. The permanent civil service positions will not have access to city employment in the title. I want to make that point very clear. However, the process that I'm sure with you happens in both ways. It happens the same way. So let's get started. Step one, you'll look at the ad. You immediately notice you have the contact for the HR analyst or the recruiters that's responsible for that particular recruitment. You'll see it and it's very identifiable at the top left corner of the job ad. Once you know that you are eligible and you meet the minimum qualifications, as we stated earlier, my colleague Danielle and Olivia make sure that you review your minimum qualifications. Once you feel like you have met those qualifications, you will then click apply. It's a blue box that's sits right below the contact information, and it's very prominent on the job ad. Once you click the apply now button, you're ready for now step two. Step two is when you're ready to enter your resume and upload the information. Here's a very important note. The city and county in San Francisco, the official documentation and application for your position will be the electronic application itself, meaning just attaching your resume and not completing fully and accurately the electronic application, it would not qualify you for or successfully apply for this position. You have to make sure that your application, electronic application, is completely filled out. But don't worry, you don't have to do it from scratch. You can actually, we have a wonderful system through Smart Recruiters that will upload your information directly into your application. Here's how you do it. First, you'll identify at the very top of this sheet, you'll see where it has browse resume. You can either drag your resume from your desktop to this area, or you can click the hyperlink that has browse resume and you can upload your information from your resume. That's right. It will import all of your important information into your actual electronic application. Another important note is that you should look at the information very carefully yourself. I want to make a clear emphasis with that. As a job applicant, it is your responsibility to make sure that all the information is entered in the appropriate box with the most accuracy as possible. So giving it your own personal 1-2 eye is very important. There may be opportunities where maybe your resume is not as updated as you would like, or that you've taken on a recent position, or you want to add an additional experience. Very easy. You could just simply click the add button to add additional experience. You can also click the add button to add additional education. We make this very intuitive and very user-friendly for you to apply. Once this happens, you're now ready for step number three. Step three, it will allow you to provide you some preliminary questions the system will ask you. Will ask you experiences of verify your years of experience. It will ask you about the dates of your position. It will also ask specific, very important, your licenses and certifications. Make sure you list those. Whatever certification licenses you have, I will really encourage you to list them. This also includes your driver's license because it is a license and some positions may require you to drive. including the custodian. So depending on what you're doing, you want to make sure you list your driver's license as well. And last but not least, it will ask you to verify their highest grade completed. Once you've listed that, you're then ready for the final steps 4, 5, and 6. This is where you actually get chance to actually upload your resume. Let me show you how. But before we do that, I want to point something out to you very important. In the system, it may ask you the type of position you want in terms of whether it's full-time, part-time, temporary, or permanent. My recommendation as a recruiter is that you select all of these. Here's why. The why you want to do all of them is because you want to be selected for every opportunity that comes in. So for example, if you only select part-time, you will only receive part-time notifications. It's better to receive all of them and apply for the positions that you will accept. So again, by selecting all, it gives you a broader net, right? So that you will have additional and more opportunities for those custodian positions. And so now, once you've identified the appropriate box that fits you in terms of part-time, full-time, permanent, or temporary, you will click the Add Attach button. This is the part where you actually begin to attach your resume. The previous screen, we talked about uploading it. This is now where you attach it as a supplemental document. Once you click the button, it will then direct you to the location on your computer or phone device. You can also use this on your phone device. We also encourage you to put your documents into a nice accessible spot where you know where they are, neatly listed. So when you're ready to attach your documents, they are all located in one location. You'll select the documents that you want to upload. And once you do that, you'll repeat this process. And at the end of every document that you have uploaded, the Smart Recruiter system will confirm and ask you if you have attached all of the required attachments for the job announcement. If that is the case, is this to confirm? You'll click yes, and then that will complete the process. And you'll get a notice that says you've successfully completed your application. Make sure you receive that notification. If you don't receive that notification, that means you have not successfully uploaded your resume or completed your application. So now I'd like to invite my colleague, Danielle, to help me talk a little bit about the application tips. And to kick us off, the very first thing, as we shared before, is ensure, number one, ensure that you meet the minimum qualifications before applying. Myself, Olivia, and Danielle all have emphasized that. That's a very important step in your application tips.
The second application tip we have for you is make sure to keep an updated resume ready. This will help with ease of applying, and it will ensure that you can apply fast and frequently.
Good. And third, search for opportunities by areas of interest. Again, you can place custodian in the front page of the careers.sf.gov, and all of the positions for custodians will emerge on that page.
The next tip is to make sure that you complete any required supplemental questionnaires. There may be additional questions that aren't on the first page of the application. Just make sure to look out for that and any questionnaires that come to your email.
Excellent. And of course, one of the best resources we have when you see the advertising is the HR analysts and the recruiters. I showed you where they're listed on the job ad. If you have any specific questions or pertinent questions around deadlines or information, please reach out to your analyst on the job announcement.
And again, you can have your supporting documentation ready. John shared a little earlier about where to upload that information. That will help the analyst ensure that you meet minimum qualifications when you apply for the position.
And of course, no need to retain all of this information on your own. We have a wonderful area that's called Access, the Candidate Knowledge Center. Again, at careers.sf.gov, you'll click that center box that has Candidate Knowledge Center, and it will give you a lot of information that you'll need to know about the hiring process as well as the custodian position.
And finally, give yourself enough time. You will need to complete the application in one sitting, as our applicant tracking system only allows for 1 hour for you to complete the application. So ensure that you have all of your supporting documentation and your ready to go resume. So when you sit down, you can apply and get it done.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Danielle. And that leads us to saying thank you to you for joining us for this how to apply for 2708 custodian position. We do hope that we've shared some good information with you. And on behalf of the City, County of San Francisco, our partnership with Department of Human Resources and the San Francisco International Airport, we want to encourage you to apply for the 2708 custodian position. Thank you, Danielle and Olivia. We'll see you in the City and County of San Francisco.